Golden Bachelorette Joan Vassos and Chock Chapple celebrate wedding, August 31, 2025. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Bachelor Nation News fans. The Golden Bachelorette's first engaged couple, Joan Vassos and Chock Chapple, are celebrating a wedding, and they are over the moon. Everyone has been eager to know when they will tie the knot, and now it is wedding season. Keep reading for more details on the big day. Joan Vassos and Chock Chapple celebrate wedding. From the moment that Joan Vassos saw Chock Chapple on the Golden Bachelorette, there was something magical about him. They connected on a Disneyland date, and their connection continued to grow. Sadly, he had to leave early when his mother passed, and Joan understood but was fearful that he would not return. He did, and they are now spending forever together. Chock proposed in the finale as they knew this was right for their hearts. They have done the long-distance relationship thing and have made it work happily. Now, the couple is celebrating a wedding and is thrilled for this day. The duo headed to Joan's son, Nick, and new daughter-in-law Brooke's wedding. They shared that it was a lovely night and had the best time. Furthermore, they dished on how beautiful everything was, and Chock had some special guests for the night. His kids came in for the wedding, and they partied all evening, which shows how well the family is blending. Moreover, Joan and Chock looked like they were ready for their own nuptials. She donned a long white gown, while he had on a suit with a white collared shirt and striped tie. Will this motivate them to get married faster? Probably not, as they have noted, they do not have the same needs as young people. They are not looking to have children or start a family, therefore they are content with the life that they are living. Plus, they have kids getting married and did not want to interfere with that joy. The Golden Bachelorette even shared a video of her and her son dancing. It was a beautiful moment for the mother who has always put her children first. The look of love. This night was so special for the Golden Bachelorette, her fiancé, and their families. They got to see true love prevail while taking in a beautiful wedding. Fans immediately chimed in with excitement over the big day and love for Joan and Chock. Congratulations! You guys are such a cute couple. I love the two of you together. You both deserve all the happiness in the world. You guys look so naturally happy with each other. Looks like love. So happy for you, and may Almighty God continue to bless you. The best part of this was seeing the two families come together for an incredible occasion. Maybe it will prompt Joan and Chock to get a Golden Bachelorette wedding underway. Do you think this wedding will give them the bug, or are they perfect right where they are? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. When Joan Vassos first appeared on the Golden Bachelorette, few could have predicted the magnitude of her impact. She was elegant, compassionate, and instantly adored by fans. At 61, Joan had the rare ability to balance grace and humor, heartbreak and hope. Her journey in love was one audiences rooted for, not because it was perfect, but because it was real. The world watched her laugh, cry, and confront fears of opening her heart after loss. Yet, in the midst of cameras, confessionals, and rose ceremonies, Joan discovered something extraordinary, the beginning of her forever with Chock Chapple. Now, their story has reached its most magical chapter yet, a wedding that captivated Bachelor Nation and beyond. Chock Chapple was never meant to be a reality TV star. A retired entrepreneur with a sharp wit and a gentleman's charm, he walked into the Golden Bachelor franchise because, in his words, why not try one more adventure? What he didn't expect was Joan. On the show, their chemistry was undeniable. Conversations that started with polite questions about family quickly turned into late-night talks about life, resilience, and second chances. They weren't the couple that set off fireworks with flashy drama. Instead, they built something stronger, a quiet, steady flame. By the finale, viewers saw Chock kneel before Joan with a proposal that wasn't just about TV, it was about life after the cameras turned off. The wedding became one of the most anticipated events in Bachelor Nation history. Unlike typical franchise nuptials filled with Instagram sponsorships and over-the-top drama, Joan and Chock's plans reflected who they were: elegant, sentimental, and deeply rooted in family. The location? A vineyard in Virginia, close to Joan's heart. Rows of green vines, golden sunsets, and the gentle hum of live music set the stage for a day filled with love. Every detail was intentional. Joan's gown, crafted by a designer who specializes in timeless yet modern looks for women over 50, shimmered under soft lights. Chock opted for a classic black tuxedo, but added a personal touch, a pocket square embroidered with the initials of Joan's late husband, honoring the past while stepping into the future. Naturally, the guest list became a hot topic online. Fans speculated for months. Would the Golden Bachelor Jerry Turner attend? Would the producers bring in former contestants to film special segments? When the big day arrived, the crowd was a mix of family, close friends, and franchise favorites. Cameras caught glimpses of beloved faces like Kathy Swartz and Susan Knowles, who cheered with tissues in hand as Joan walked down the aisle. Gary and Teresa, though separated, appeared side by side to celebrate love winning again. Bachelor Nation turned the wedding into an unofficial reunion, with heartfelt hugs and whispered gossip filling the vineyard before vows even began. As the sun dipped low over the vineyard, Joan began her walk down the aisle. She carried a bouquet of white roses, a nod to her golden bachelorette journey. But what struck everyone most wasn't the flowers or the dress, it was the radiant smile on her face. Chock's eyes filled with tears the moment he saw her. In that instant, no cameras, no audience, no network executives existed, just two people ready to begin a new chapter. Their vows became the highlight of the evening. Joan spoke of finding courage to love again, of discovering joy in unexpected places, of the gratitude she held for a man who reminded her that age doesn't limit love. Chock promised loyalty, laughter, and endless support, his voice steady yet thick with emotion. When the officiant declared them husband and wife, the vineyard erupted in applause, and the internet exploded with hashtags like Golden Love Story and Joan and Chock Forever. The reception blended traditional elegance with personal touches. Long wooden tables were lined with candles, golden accents, and arrangements of hydrangeas and roses. Dinner was a feast of Joan and Chock's favorite dishes, Southern classics with modern flair. Guests raved about the crab cakes, a nod to Joan's Maryland roots, while Chock insisted on a bourbon-tasting bar for late-night sipping. And then there was the dancing. Their first dance, set to a soulful ballad, had guests wiping their eyes again. Soon after, the floor opened, and even the most reserved attendees couldn't resist joining in. Kathy Swartz was spotted teaching a conga line, while Susan Knowles belted out karaoke-style renditions of wedding classics. By the time sparklers lit up the night sky, it was clear. This wasn't just a wedding, it was a celebration of resilience, love, and community. As images and videos trickled onto social media, fans erupted in celebration. "This is what true love looks like. Joan and Chock, give me hope it's 60+, one fan posted. Bachelor producers need to make this the standard, real love stories, another wrote. Memes of Joan's glowing smile and Chock's tearful vows circulated for days. Bachelor Nation bloggers declared it the most authentic franchise wedding in years, while mainstream outlets praised the couple for redefining love in later life. The morning after their wedding, Joan and Chock shared a joint Instagram post, a candid photo of them barefoot, sipping coffee on the vineyard porch, Joan still in her wedding robe and Chock holding her hand. The caption read, "Forever starts today. Thank you for celebrating with us. Our hearts are full." Fans flooded the comments with congratulations, heart emojis, and personal stories of love found later in life. It wasn't just about Joan and Chock anymore, it was about a movement, a reminder that love knows no age limit. True to their adventurous spirits, Joan and Chock skipped the cliché tropical honeymoon. Instead, they planned a cross-country road trip. "We want to see America together, one small town at a time," Chock revealed. "We'll stop at vineyards, diners, and maybe even some karaoke bars along the way." Bachelor Nation, naturally, demanded a spin-off, Golden Honeymoon Road Trip. Whether producers deliver remains to be seen, but fans are already imagining the viral moments. What makes Joan and Chock's wedding resonate so deeply is not just the romance, it's the message. For widows, widowers, divorcees, and anyone who thought their love story had ended, Joan and Chock became living proof that second or third chapters are possible. Their story didn't rely on youth, drama, or fantasy. It thrived on authenticity. In a world obsessed with fleeting headlines, their wedding reminded millions of viewers that real love can be timeless, enduring, and shockingly beautiful. As Joan and Chock settle into married life, one thing is certain: their journey won't fade from Bachelor Nation's memory anytime soon. From a televised rose ceremony to a vineyard wedding under the stars, they proved that love stories don't end with age. They evolve, they deepen, and sometimes they surprise us when we least expect it. Joan once said on The Golden Bachelorette, "I don't know if I'll find love again, but I owe it to myself to try." And try she did, leading her all the way to Chock, to vows that touched the world, and to a wedding that will forever be remembered as one of the most heartwarming in franchise history. Here's to Joan and Chock, golden, glowing, and
Leading
forever
up to
in love.
Joan Vassos and Chock Chapple's wedding felt less like a private family event and more like a royal celebration. Bachelor Nation's social media pages buzzed with speculation, wedding blogs broke down possible venues, and former contestants dropped cryptic hints online. Fans scoured every photo Joan posted on Instagram for clues about her gown. A grainy paparazzi shot of Chock at a tuxedo fitting sent the internet into overdrive. Even tabloids ran headlines like, "Golden lovebirds say I do. Will this wedding outshine Trista and Ryan's?" Joan's fairy tale gown, what we know so far. But despite the frenzy, Joan and Chock kept details under wraps. When asked by Entertainment Tonight about the wedding theme, Joan smiled coyly and said, "It's going to be elegant, but with heart. That's all I'll say for now." Behind the scenes, secrets you didn't see. While fans saw the glowing bride and groom, there were plenty of behind-the-scenes moments that Bachelor Nation insiders later spilled. Dress drama. Joan reportedly tried on more than 40 gowns before settling on her final look. A source close to the designer said Joan wanted something age-appropriate yet jaw-dropping. When she stepped into her shimmering ivory gown, staffers cried. Bachelor Nation seating chart. Producers were heavily involved in who sat next to whom. Kathy Swartz and Susan Knowles were deliberately placed near Jerry Tunner to spark reunion buzz, while Teresa Nist sat one table over, raising eyebrows about her comfort level. Joan's pre-wedding ritual. Minutes before walking down the aisle, Joan asked for a moment alone. She reportedly whispered, "Thank you," looking skyward, honoring her late husband in silence before starting her new chapter. The guest list reactions. The wedding had the feel of a high-profile reunion special. Guests gave interviews to outlets immediately afterward, and their words fueled headlines. Susan Knowles told People, "I've never seen Joan glow like that. This wasn't TV love, this was the real deal." Kathy Swartz added, "You think you're coming to a wedding, but you end up leaving inspired." Jerry Turner, surprisingly emotional, said, "Watching Joan find happiness makes me believe all of us deserve a second chance." The vows heard around the world. Joan's vows instantly went viral. She said, "For years, I thought my story had ended, but then you, Chock, turned the last page into a brand new chapter. You showed me that love doesn't have an expiration date. You taught me laughter after loss and joy after grief. I promise to hold your hand through every tomorrow we have left." Chock's response was equally powerful. "You don't just light up a room, Joan, you light up my life. I promise to make you laugh, to listen when you need silence, and to celebrate every day we get to grow old together." Clips of their vows reached over 10 million views in 48 hours on TikTok. The after-party chaos. No wedding is complete with a little chaos, and this one delivered. The cake mishap. The towering 5-tier cake nearly toppled when Chock accidentally leaned against the table during photos. Susan Knowles apparently screamed, "Not the cake," before staff saved it at the last second. Dance floor drama. Jerry Turner shocked everyone when he broke into a surprisingly smooth cha-cha. Videos quickly spread with fans captioning, "Who knew Jerry had moves like this?" Unexpected singer. One of Joan's grandkids serenaded the couple with a surprise song, leaving Joan in tears. Bachelor Nation fans weren't just casual observers. They treated the wedding like a Super Bowl. Watch parties popped up across the country, hashtags trended globally, and fan accounts posted live updates. Top tweets included, "If my love story doesn't look like Joan and Chock, I don't want it." "Golden Bachelorette should have just been this wedding special, pure perfection." "Joan gave us a fairy tale, and I'm sobbing at my laptop right now." The Honeymoon Chronicles. Within days, Joan and Chock shared the first update from their road trip honeymoon. They posted a smiling selfie outside a small diner in Tennessee, captioned, "Day 2, 2 coffees, 1 endless adventure." Fans immediately began requesting they document the entire trip for a Bachelor Nation YouTube spin-off. Rumors swirled that producers were negotiating just that. What's next for Joan and Chock? Will they settle into private life, or will Bachelor Nation pull them back into the spotlight? Sources say the couple has been offered multiple opportunities. A joint memoir deal, tentatively titled Golden Love, Our Second Chance. A guest hosting gig on future Bachelor spin-offs. A possible Netflix special documenting their new married life. When asked, Joan laughed. "Right now, we're just enjoying being husband and wife. But who knows? Love has already surprised me once." The significance of Joan and Chock's wedding stretches beyond ratings. It redefines the narrative of love, aging, and resilience. For widows, divorcees, and singles in midlife, the wedding was more than entertainment. It was hope. One fan comment summed it up best. "They didn't just marry each other. They married the idea that love belongs to every age." As sparklers lit up that Virginia vineyard and Joan and Chock shared one final kiss beneath the golden sky, the moment crystallized into franchise history. It wasn't flashy, it wasn't scandalous, it was pure, and sometimes purity is the most powerful headline of all. Bachelor Nation has seen proposals, breakups, scandals, and divorces, but Joan and Chock's wedding reminded the world that fairy tales aren't limited to the young.